Hi, I'm Beth from Troop 572, and I'll be reading Where's My Hug? It was a cold, cold night on Plum Street. In the little white house, Miss Bear was putting Sam to bed. She closed her favorite book, and they both blew out the candle. "Kiss goodnight, Sam," Miss Bear said, and she wrapped him all cozy in the blanket that was red. But suddenly, she heard a cough, and there sat Sam, curled up and small and coughing in his bed. Miss Bear put her arms around Sam. "Don't you feel well, Sam?" Sam shook his head. "Poor Sam." Miss Bear hugged him harder and kissed him on his warm cheek. "You have a cough," she said, and she dashed down the stairs and up again with syrup. "Open wide, Sam," Miss Bear said. Sam shook his head. "Tastes bad," he said. "Yes," said his mama. "You need to be brave." Sam put the blanket on his head. "I don't have a cough." "Try again, Sam." And his mama shook the blanket, and said his mama. Sam shook the blanket off his head. He opened up, then closed his mouth tight. The spoon was too big. "Too big," Sam said. "You can do it," Miss Bear said. "I know you can, Sam." Sam opened up, then closed his mouth tight. Too much syrup on a too big spoon. "Too much," said Sam. Miss Bear rubbed frost off the window and peeked outside. "Soon it will snow," she said. "Open wide, Sam, and afterwards we'll go downstairs and wait for snow." "Snow?" Sam opened wide, then very wide. He sputtered and snorted and made a big face. And then the syrup went down. "Brave Sam," he said. Miss Bear and Sam held hands on the stairs. Sam wore his robe that was blue, and his slippers were too. They lit a little fire in the kitchen, then made a pot of tea. Miss Bear put extra honey in the tea, and it was nice sliding down. After tea, they sat in the big purple chair near the window and waited for snow. Miss Bear told a story about a bear called Sam. Sam liked the story, so she told it again. Went the cough every now and then. Sam leaned back on his mama's soft belly, and it wriggled while she talked. The little fire glowed and the kitchen was warm. All through the night, Miss Bear and Sam sat in the big purple chair and waited. And finally, it snowed. Thank you for reading Where's My Hug with me.
Hi, I'm Kaya from Troop 572, and I'm going to read you The Giving Tree. Once there was a tree, and she loved a little boy. And every day the boy would come, and he would gather her leaves and make them into crowns and play king of the forest. He would climb up her trunk and swing from her branches and eat apples. And they would play hide-and-go-seek. And when he was tired, he would sleep in her shade. And the boy loved the tree very much. And the tree was happy. But time went by, and the boy grew older, and the tree was often alone. Then one day, the boy came to the tree, and the tree said, "Come, boy, come and climb up my trunk and swing from my branches and eat my apples and play in my shade and be happy." "I'm too big to climb and play," said the boy. "I want to buy things and have fun. I want some money. Can you give me some money?" "I'm sorry," said the tree, "but I have no money. I have only leaves and apples. Take my apples, boy, and sell them in the city. Then you will have money, and you will be happy." And so the boy climbed up the tree and gathered her apples and carried them away. And the tree was happy. But the boy stayed away for a long time, and the tree was sad. And then one day, the boy came back, and the tree shook with joy. And she said, "Come, boy, climb up my trunk and swing from my branches and be happy." "I'm too busy to climb trees," said the boy. "I want a house to keep me warm," he said. "I want a wife and I want children, and so I need a house. Can you give me a house?" "I have no house," said the tree. "The forest is my house, but you may cut off my branches and build a house. Then you will be happy." And so the boy cut off her branches and carried them away to build his house. And the tree was happy. But the boy stayed away for a long time, and when he came back, the tree was so happy she could hardly speak. "Come, boy," she whispered, "come and play." "I am too old and sad to play," said the boy. "I want a boat that will take me far away from here. Can you give me a boat?" "Cut down my trunk and make a boat," said the tree. "Then you can sail away and be happy." And so the boy cut down her trunk and made a boat and sailed away. And the tree was happy, but not really. And after a long time, the boy came back again. "I am sorry, boy," said the tree, "but I have nothing left to give you. My apples are gone. My teeth are too weak for apples," said the boy. "My branches are gone," said the tree. "You cannot swing on them." "I am too old to swing on my branches," said the boy. "My trunk is gone," said the tree. "You cannot climb." "I am too tired to climb," said the boy. "I am sorry," sighed the tree. "I wish that I could give you something, but I have nothing left. I am just an old stump. I am sorry." "I don't need very much now," said the boy. "Just a quiet place to sit and rest. I am very tired." "Well," said the tree, straightening herself up as much as she could. "Well, an old stump is good for sitting and resting. Come, boy, sit down and rest." And the boy did. And the tree was happy. Thank you for reading The Giving Tree with me.
Hi, I'm Claire from Troop 572, and I'm going to be reading But Not the Hippopotamus. A hog and a frog do a dance in the bog, but not the hippopotamus. A cat and two rats are trying on hats, but not the hippopotamus. A moose and a goose together have juice, but not the hippopotamus. A bear and a hare have been to a fair, but not the hippopotamus. Now the hog and the frog hurry out for a jog, with the cat and the rats in their new running hats, while the moose and the bear and the goose and the hare are doing their best to keep up with the rest, but not the hippopotamus. Then the animal pack comes scurrying back, saying, "Hey, come join the lot of us." And she just doesn't know, should she stay, should she go? But yes, the hippopotamus, but not the armadillo. The end.
I'm Danielle from Troop 572, and I'll be reading Brown Bear, What Do You See? Brown Bear, what do you see? I see a red bird looking at me. Red bird, what do you see? I see a yellow duck looking at me. Yellow duck, what do you see? I see a blue horse looking at me. Blue horse, what do you see? I see a green frog looking at me. Green frog, what do you see? I see a purple cat looking at me. Purple cat, what do you see? I see a white dog looking at me. White dog, what do you see? I see a black sheep looking at me. Black sheep, what do you see? I see a goldfish looking at me. Goldfish, what do you see? I see a teacher looking at me. Teacher, what do you see? I see children looking at me. Children, children, what do you see? We see a brown bear, a red bird, a yellow duck, a blue horse, a green frog, a purple cat, a white dog, a black sheep, a goldfish, and a teacher looking at us. That's what we see.
Hi, I'm Claire from Troop 572, and I'm going to be reading The Digging-est Dog. I was the saddest dog you could ever see. Sad because no one wanted me. The pet shop window was my jail. The sign behind me said for sale. I was tied to a bare, hard floor of stone. I could not even dig for a bone. I was living all of my life alone, a dog that no one wanted to own. And then one day, at 4:30, Sammy Brown came in the door. Sam took one look at me and cried, "Why are you tied up here inside?" "I've always wanted a dog like you, so I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'll take you out to the farm with me. You'll play outdoors where you should be." I felt as happy as a pup when Sam paid the man and picked me up. He rubbed my ears. He scratched my head. "I think I'll call you Duke," he said. Sam gave me a collar. He gave me a lead. We left that shop at tremendous speed. We went a long way out of town. We came to the farm of Sammy Brown. It was the nicest place I'd ever seen. A pretty white house in a field of green. And in the shade of the apple tree, a special doghouse just for me. Next morning, while Sam did his chores, he let me run and play outdoors. I'd never played outdoors before. I'd always lived on that hard floor. I'd never run on nice soft ground. Now I barked with joy as I ran around. Sam looked at me and scratched his head. "Duke, you need some friends," he said. He blew his whistle. He blew a blast. And many dogs came running fast. I'd never met a dog before. Now I was meeting 6 or more. They walked around and looked at me. They looked me over carefully. Then at last I heard them say, "He's one of us. He'll be okay." One dog, who wasn't very big, suddenly began to dig. The others started digging too. But that was something I could not do. I'd never learned to dig in that store. How could I, on that hard stone floor? I tried to dig, but alas I couldn't. I wiggled my paws just wouldn't. I fell on my ear, I fell on my face. I fell on myself all over the place. The others said, "Duke may be big, but he's no good. He cannot dig." They stuck their noses in the air. They walked away. They left me there. "I'll teach you, Duke," cried Sammy Brown. "I'll show you how to dig deep down." He crouched beside me. With his hand, he dug a hole in a pile of sand. I tried it too, but still I couldn't. I wiggled my paws just wouldn't. I'd never learned to dig in that store. How could I on that hard stone floor? Sammy sighed. I almost cried. My eyes and nose were full of dirt. My paws and claws and elbows hurt. I had a pain across my back. I knew I'd never get the knack. Sam felt sad, and I felt bad. If only I could make him glad. We both knew I'd never get it right. Sam and I couldn't sleep that night. So when the sun rose in the sky, I thought I'd give it one more try. I wiggled one paw. I saw it could. I wiggled the other. I saw it would. I could dig with my paws. I could dig with my claws. I felt no pain across my back. I knew at last I had the knack. Sammy Brown looked out at me. He saw me digging happily. "Good for you, Duke," Sammy cried. "I knew you'd do it if you tried." So I dug farther. I dug faster. I dug and dug to please my master. I dug up grass. I dug up weeds. I dug up daisies. I dug up seeds. I dug up the fence. I dug up the gates. I dug up the garden of Mrs. Thwaites. I dug up the rooster. I dug up the hens. I dug up the sheep and pigs in their pens. I dug and dug. I couldn't stop. I dug up the barber in his shop. I dug up Mr. Rodney Thayer, sitting in the barber's chair. I dug my way right through the town. I dug a lot of buildings down. I was having so much fun. I dug up Highway 81. I came to a hill. I dug to the top. But all of a sudden, I had to stop. Right in front of me, looking down, there stood my master, Sammy Brown. Sam didn't smile or pat my head. He only glared at me and said, "I'm sending you back to that animal store. They'll tie you to that hard stone floor, and you'll never, never dig anymore." I couldn't run. I couldn't hide. Dogs came at me from every side. And then suddenly I knew there was just one thing for me to do. I ran away from Sammy Brown. I dug a hole that went straight down. I left him standing up on top. I dug and dug. I didn't stop. How deep I dug I could not tell, but soon I found I dug a well. Mud and water up to my chin. What a fix I now was in. I started to sink. I started to yelp. Help, I yelped. Help, 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 help. I could hear them way above my head. I could hear every word they said. One dog growled, he wrecked our town. This serves him right, just let him drown. But Sam cried, Duke, you've been bad. You've made me sad instead of glad. But we're not going to let you die. We'll get you out, or at least we'll try. Then at last I heard him shout, maybe we can pull you out. Slowly, slowly down they came, each dog a part of a long dog chain. I reached up, I touched the nose, I felt them lift me by my toes. Slowly, slowly, bit by bit, they dragged me up out of the pit. I thanked the dogs and Sammy Brown, and then I started back toward town. I knew I had to dig once more to fix things up as they were before. That's what I did. I dug back gates. I dug back the garden of Mrs. Thwaites. I dug back the roosters and the hens. I dug back all the pigs and their pens. I dug all day in the summer sun. I dug back Highway 81. I dug back everything in town, everything that I'd knocked down. Today when I dig, well, I'm careful now. I'm useful too. Sam lets me plow. He'll never send me to that store, or tie me up on a whole hard stone floor. My dog friends watch and wonder why they can't dig as well as I. The end.
Hi, I'm Beth from Troop 572, and I'll be reading The Very Hungry Caterpillar. In the light of a moon, a little egg lay on a leaf.